It's that time of the month where we look at the portfolio changes of the top 3 mutual fund houses in India. Let's start with India's largest fund house, that is SBI Mutual Fund, which has equity assets worth 2.9 lakh crores, and their top sector exposure stands towards the financials and the IT space. Where they added significant positions is IT and utilities, and where they have reduced their positions in the previous month is from energy as well as materials. The largest buys came from the utility space, where they added significant stake in Power Grid, Tata Power, NHPC as well as GAIL India. The only other name to feature in this list was City Union Bank, where they added about 66 lakh shares, and all of these stocks managed to return positive in the month of May. Where they reduced their stake, the top of the list was Reliance Industries, where they reduced about 1.5 crore shares, and the stock rallied more than 8% in the previous month. Other noticeable names that were reduced from their portfolio were SAIL, Mahindra & Mahindra Financials, BHEL along with JSW Energy as well. Moving on to ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund, which is India's second largest fund house with equity assets of 1.9 lakh crores. Their top sector exposure stood towards the financials and IT space, whereas the largest sector buys in the previous month came from real estate and communications, and the largest sector sell-offs came from financials as well as utilities. The top 5 stock purchases that they had included a lot of PSU names, starting off with ONGC, PNB along with SBI Life, and then they had nifty names such as Sun Pharma as well as HCL Tech, where they increased their stake and the stocks managed to rally significantly, with PNB rallying as much as 22% in the previous month. Amongst the sell-off list, once again PSU names featured in this list, starting off with the Bank of Baroda, NTPC and IOC, along with GAIL, which made it into the top 4 sell list among the 5. The last one being Vedanta, where they reduced 2.8 crore shares, and interestingly all of these stocks managed to rally anywhere in the range of about 8 to 20% each. Lastly, if you have a look at how HDFC Mutual Fund revised its portfolio, it is now India's third largest mutual fund house with equity assets of 1.8 lakh crores, and their top sector exposure stood towards the financials and industrial space. The largest sector buys came in from real estate and financials, whereas the largest sector sell-offs came from consumer staples and industrials. As far as their largest buys are concerned, you had Union Bank of India, where they added 2 crore shares, along with Equitas Small Finance Bank, where they added 1 crore shares, and then you had Federal Bank, Max Healthcare along with Tata Power featuring in the top 5 list. Max Healthcare, however, managed to decline in the previous month by as much as 2%. Lastly, if you talk about the largest sells that they had, a lot of prominent nifty names featuring in this list, starting off with ITC, SBI, ICICI Bank and Power Grid, where they reduced about 1 to 2 crore shares each, and the stocks also managed to rally anywhere in the range of 10 to 20% each. The only non-nifty name in the top 5 was BEL, where they reduced 1.4 crore shares, and the stock managed to rally as much as 10% in the month of May.